The time of the gentleman has expired. The gentleman from Missouri, Mr. Carnahan, recognized for 5 minutes.
I want to add my congratulations to your new position and just congratulate you on your service. I had an opportunity to be at your swearing in at the Harry S. Truman building, appropriately named from the man from Missouri who was a strong internationalist, believed in engagement, and had a great appreciation for history. And I know that you will follow that great tradition. We've seen just in the first few months of the new administration dramatic and positive changes in the U.S. image around the world, and there's a new reservoir of goodwill out there that we can use in that diplomatic toolkit that you have spoken about so often and so well. And I had a chance to see that firsthand with our congressional delegation at the IPU conference in Ethiopia. Congresswoman Watson mentioned that. But our delegation was not just received openly, they were actually received with genuine and broad enthusiasm. So it was a very big shift from what we've seen in past years. And there's a great enthusiasm for us to be re-engaged in international organizations and initiatives, from the economic crisis, climate change, poverty and disease, the list goes on. Mr. Costa covered a lot of my question about the use of smart power, but I just want to make an editorial comment. I would hope that we can eliminate the term soft power, because I think there's nothing soft about smart power. And I want to be sure that we are giving the budget priorities to that new approach in diplomacy in our country. The other issue I wanted to cover was in Bosnia. I represent one of the largest populations of Bosnian Americans in the country, in the St. Louis area. With Chris Smith, my colleague, we have formed a Bosnian caucus in the Congress. It's a society there that has a history of multicultural existence and multi-ethnic existence. They're in need of constitutional reforms. There hasn't been much movement since the days of the Clinton administration, and I would hope we can put some renewed emphasis there to get Eastern Europe right. And I'd like to hear your comment about that. And finally, we also stopped in Cyprus on the way back. Congressman McMahon mentioned the power grid potential to cooperate. We also saw a unique operation. The UN Committee on Missing Persons had unique cooperation between Greek and Turkish Cypriots on one of the most sensitive issues on the island. And I think that's also a great model in terms of going forward with reconciliation.
Thank you so much, Congressman Carnahan. And I love your quote. I wrote it down, nothing soft about smart power. That's exactly our belief. And thank you for mentioning Bosnia. The Western Balkans are a matter of great concern to us. I've spent a lot of time both with our colleagues at NATO and at the EU talking about what we can and should do with respect to Bosnia and other countries in the Balkans. I applaud you and Congressman Smith for creating a caucus on Bosnia, and I would love to have an opportunity to get any ideas you have. We still have work to do. We have not adequately established a democratic functioning government or in any way approached a reintegration of society in Bosnia. So I hope that you will be part of what we do going forward to try to figure out how we're going to address Bosnia and the Western Balkans. And finally, on Cyprus, you know, there's a lot of opportunities for cooperation. This is another one that I wasn't familiar with, and I will look into it as well. But I just appreciate your emphasis on the kind of model of internationalism that is smart, is very clear-eyed, but engaged. Let's look for opportunities. Let's figure out how we influence behavior. We lost a lot of ground as a country the last 8 years. We really ceded moral authority in a way that I think has undermined our security, our financial crisis woes, and our dependence on a country like China to hold their treasury instruments. I mean, this is a very complex world in which we are operating, and we think that a better approach is to try to build up that reservoir of goodwill, because we're certainly going to have to probably, see it paid down over time.
Time of the gentleman has expired. The gentleman from Virginia, Mr.